for ni ahwe for me mamu nyina makwa baba a daily update so me pacho any de kind na wo be pim ewo your channel no so a daily update ye sure say subscribe ya my your channel no na obo notification bell no abini bibia na mobile room na so sabe ka update ye de egu your channel no so Kelvin Tylor with all due respect na it's nothing or the same be tuja then some of the tuja na ano she pa ya enim Kelvin Tylor na insembe na okasa more about a year Professor Naana Opoku about a year being reanimated to a year Mahama. The na wako pulling a story na all church na story na all church no story na interested pa na me bonnet of an akwa kuti a year Kelvin Tylor with all due respect na the basis in so okase a year Professor Naana Opoku Mahama wo eye akonya so anase Mahama eye president no or appointing as a minister of education na appointing as a minister of education no e dey intina Mahama appointing no because no was Mahama person or improve our education sector na opu ana we share the background of eye Professor Naana Opoku na just we head eye big institutions across the country, not even Ghana itself, but across the country. And Okase, this is the very woman say yeah shema just by say woman wamba politics muntem. Nanka a basse or ba politics muntema. Anka this will be a woman. She have to she's even more than a running mate. I was saying a year flag bearer Emma Mahama crying running mate and some all can a year Professor Naana Bonyo indirectly she will be the a year running mate for a year Omampeni Mahama because Ushema or see Abraya appointing as a running mate then grow for criticizing no more criticizing but Abra mu call a year call into election a year Abra no more corporate a year Akonyano even NDC LUZ or say a lot of people realize that there's a lot in this woman. I will be to me aye. To me, Samo Breno, a Kelvin Tylor with all due respect, and some of kind a dorsey panting, a boy room, they are quite me patch. If you are now a commenter, or shall comment to her now the comment section as I show my intino, and you be a pair the analysis of a year Kelvin Tylor who will be a running mate to Mahama. Indirectly, he is claiming say a year Professor Naana Opoku on a be running mate to Mahama. Nah, because of the background of this woman or you be a Osuadia konenimi pa na onimde. Just a Mahama fana or bebuano ama omutimi to Francano Emma enkunim diaba. To make sure say a bebo ras and semono, they could take Kelvin Tylor with all dress. I daily update to me pacho and any the kind now a channel so now subscribe. No notification bells share now for free. Stay tuned.
Say they have gotten they have passed out at the Ghana Law School. You can get all the certification. You still, women in Ghana, you have still not broken the glass ceiling. You have not. Women in Ghana, you have still not broken the glass ceiling. You haven't. You are still not at the table. We still see you people as back benches. This is the time you need to. So sometimes I sit down like, people like Untumi Chema, Untumi Mune, ADD, Professor Naana Opoku Aduatem. Let's not talk about politics. And no woman stood up to say no. No woman. From the left and from the right. Why? And majority of these women want to be like this lady. They want to get what she has gotten when it comes to academics and track record. So how do you get there? Because the men who are going after the women, they are not seeing any support for any woman who wants to liberate women from what they are going through. Professor Naana Opoku physically cannot pick a knife or gun and shoot people and say, women, we are free. But through her actions, whatever she has learned, through the support from women, that is how women can get to that point. It takes only one person. We are still mentioning Kwame Nkrumah's name because it was the actions of Kwame Nkrumah that brought us here today. We are still mentioning but some people said she did this. So why today we are here? You are making it look like a time. Let me go ahead and show you something about Professor Naana Opoku. Now see this. In October 2009, she was elected Ghana's representative to the Executive Board of the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, that is the UNESCO. In 2009, she was elected to represent Ghana on the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. 2009. That time, we are talking about people practically, theory, they are good, they know, they have been recognized by the world that when it comes to education, they know the nitty-gritty of building education from scratch. And it is not just book on paper. She has done it. We are seeing the better effects of free e-blocks and all that she did, the tertiary institutions and the basic education level. So this is not like we are sitting here and selling something that we are forcing you. We are letting you understand that we have the materials in Ghana. Let us make sure we protect it and give it the opportunity to do what? Give those materials the opportunity to gel. Women, please, it's about time. You are still not at the table. Some people like us, men like us, we rebuke you sometimes. Sometimes we praise you, but we want women to do better, especially women in Ghana. We want you people to do better. It's not about mock. It is not about weak. It's not about makeup. It is not about you slaying. It's about you being confident in what you do and supporting each other. Majority of these men who have power, they see women as sex symbols, especially in Ghana. How far can you go? This is a woman who has all the credentials when it comes to education. Today, she is even struggling to let the world recognize that Ghana has materials like this. Now you, what do you have? How long can your ass stay? Otona washan ebedi saying ebe keki. School saying na wako. Kakrana wako, who is going to open the opportunity for you? This is what we are talking about. This is not a joke. This is the reality. Now, when you go down there, on the 26th of October 2018, she became the chancellor of the Women's University in Africa located in Zimbabwe, 2018. She became the chancellor of the Women University in Africa, which is in Zimbabwe, 2018. And last week, I'll show you, Professor Naana Opoku overqualifies to be a running mate to GM. It's a fact. And Mesa can be Professor Naana Opoku she overqualifies to be a running mate. I don't know who GM is going to go with, but what I can tell you is Professor Naana Opoku or you're too qualified to be a running mate to GM. So for John Mahama to sit and say, I need this person, then this should tell you something. Who knows? Maybe I will be already 35. Now Professor Naana Opoku will grow to be 100. Who knows? Who knows? So that is what we are talking about. Into that level now we do no cramp no. And a level no. Ebia politics no one be muntem. Anka ye kasa anka osa Professor Naana Opoku eye president na John Mahama ye running mate. I'm telling you, maybe she not get into politics early. Maybe she did not avail herself quickly. She should be the flag bearer for John Mahama to be her running mate. But God works in mysterious ways. Time John Mahama be the president after the demise of John Evans Atamels, may he so rest in peace. No, John Mahama had to get somebody who could shape in our educational sector. And God being good, she was there. Imagine, it wasn't Professor Naana Opoku can't be an education war. This free SHS and can't be a war because we cannot implement it. Because now schools be anywhere, schools be anywhere. Even schools almost see here over 120, so you know, it is still not enough. These people are back, you are 8 years, they have not built one senior high school. You are asking me, say, no, that you need, this is simple. This woman is not even supposed to compete for any position in Ghana because she's overqualified to be a vice president. I can open the phone lines for 1 hour and tell MP before me frame and I can be before Professor Naana Opoku. You think say she's not qualified to be here. Time John Mahama Professor Naana Opoku. I heard some things. Obi say Professor Nana Opoku Agyeman on straight. Professor Nana Opoku Agyeman not or too strict. UCC. Me so about damn. That is your problem with her. It's in Koba UCC no. Na anka we yini na school no nkwasi afo femuko. Is this your basis for saying I don't like this woman? Oh, this woman she but enkwasa se bi kwa mkoti here. Oh, Professor Nana Opoku Agyeman on kwa sorry. What is that? If Professor Nana Opoku Agyeman kwa sorry also be kra Ghana fo nyina se me kwa sorry ana. Ya on call for the battery is the Lord by ya boni pan wo twituo. Ekufuado or the nyamenyom ne ba yo. Or the battle is the Lord. Onyame be ye ya boni pan wo twituo wo Ghana. On count wasem is getting to how many years now? Almost 3 years and over. Or the thing nyamenyom ba yo. Omo ye eye eradi no. Obedru and ya boni pan wo twituo. We need to get over petty politics. Adaya, oh, a Christopher, Omontuma, say, Jenana Opoku Agyeman, John Mahama Vaisa, a Christopher Tuma, a ye, and there was a Christo in the way, Jimmy. Because at the end of the day, what's a Christo, your choir when I'm so an asku ultima a crimonini see. Do you know that? Your schools were Ghana, a young crimophone see, and so Pepen, oh, Christo, the Oba, a cosa ascuno. Your hospitals are in cremophone see cremoni. How is any cremoni see? Who Christo ni hona ye juma? So ask yourself, do you need somebody to be carrying a religious flag before you question the person's intelligence? You don't need it. You need to question the person's intelligence. Religion and where they are coming from, it should be the second part. We are building a nation. We are not building a religious group. Until you hear flimsy excuses like that. Professor Nana Opoku Agyeman is not going to please anybody to make people think, say, oh, short shan to my way to prove, say, with Nyansa. No. She has crossed that level. We are crossing the level of dressing to please. We are crossing the level of putting makeup to please. She has crossed the level to please people. She is at the level to serve. In life, there are about 3 stages. There are stages that you please people. There are stages that you make people please you. And there are stages that you serve. That is the stage she is. She is in a stage to serve. This is what we need to be looking at. As young people, as Ghanaians, as Muslims, as Christians, who can change our education? Who has the brains to do it? That is how the conversation is supposed to go. And these are facts. Now, many Professor Nana Opoku Agyeman, Beka. If she was your mother, what would you say? What MPP would dinner terminal? And Kawden Bahu, Otro will see Vibian Kawden Dimeshaw as a reference. And I'm a because you'll be proud to do it. So, Pejuma call America, you put only her name there as a reference because you know, say only her name is bigger than 10 names. You know. You this lecturer watching me, you this nurse, you this educationist. Wow, what should I also a politician? And so what's your resume? Edia call America, Ako UK, Ako him for a Juma Kesi Be we are say. You would love to use only Professor Nana Opoku Agyeman as your reference. And you don't need 10 references because you know that she cuts across. So why? Because of politics, you are sitting there. This is where we have gotten to. This is what we want you people to understand. This is the politics we are doing. Politics that changes lives, changes nations. We have crossed, Mamika even check Ghana for. What we are doing, sometimes, we have to do it because some people need to be rebuked. Some people need to be spoken at the way we speak to them. But sometimes, they don't understand what we want to do. We want to recalibrate the system. Get some people with a little bit of patriotism, decency, decorum in their statement to lead. That's what we need. With all due respect, Donald Trump ever did America, America has never been tensed in the history of America than that 4-year reign of Donald Trump. Donald Trump losing the American elections, not because Donald Trump, run economy down. And I said, Donald Trump, Donald Trump did not give the Americans some kind of assurance. They needed stability and some calmness. Without calmness, you can't move forward. With something called division, you cannot move forward as a nation. During Donald Trump's era, we could see that the country was divided. There was too much tension. Some people needed an adult in the room. And yes, Donald Trump or Bonsamo. And yes, Donald Trump is evil. He's not evil. He's somebody's father. He also loves America like the way we all love America. But the issue is, some people wanted an adult in the room. An adult who keep everybody calm. The adult might not be perfect, but the moment you become one people and understand each other, we can work towards something. And that is what we need today. We need an adult. We need level-headed people who can sit and say, we should not behave as these people. And that is what we have been talking about. And Ghana has gotten to that point, and not America womb. Today, we are more divided than anything else. We don't have an adult in the room. We don't have people who we will listen to. People who will be like, it does not matter the political party in power. I am old enough to understand the plight of a young girl who is dying, the plight of a young woman who needs help, the plight of the Ghanaian kid who wants to go to school and finish complete. I want to put some respect in the system. I want a young politician to see me and step back and say, with all due respect, madam, we want to do this. We don't want chaotic managers of the economy. That is where we need to move away from. That is where we need to move away from. We need somebody who will speak and put us together. There are so many Republicans who voted against Donald Trump, not because they love Joe Biden, not because they love the Democrats. It is because they needed an adult to put this country to calm. They needed somebody who will reason as an adult. Donald Trump is not one of the worst presidents when it comes to economic indications. No. During his time, he really employed. And he did well, economy-wise. But they needed an adult. And this is where we are as a nation. We need an adult in Ghana. We need an adult to calm nerves, for us to sit back and say, it's enough. A year. We need a president. Do you think Nana Opoku being a vice president or whatever, for 3 years, she will not speak about it? How? She can't live. She cannot take that. She cannot sit there and say, let me act as if nothing has happened. That is why I'm saying we need an adult. We Ghanaians, the young ones coming up, we still don't understand. These people are lying to us. They are confusing you with jargons. They are making you feel, say, somebody is your enemy. Nobody is your enemy. Your enemy is yourself. When you sit back, sit down and analyze, you know where the enemy is working from. We need calmness in Ghana. We need leaders, level-headed individuals to lead us. If we don't get that, we can never sustain or move forward as a nation. No. The economy now are crashing. It is because there's no adults in Ghana. Everybody in this government is doing whatever they like. They don't care about the Ghanaian. They don't respect the plight of the people. They don't respect the dead. They don't respect anybody. The president is flying in private jets. The vice president is lying. The cabinet ministers are doing whatever they want. The young MPs are stealing money. PDS, family. Nobody, there's no adult to say it's enough. No class prefect. We need to get some things right. Let's sit back. It's time. It's time we sat back. You don't need a PhD to understand what I'm telling you. You see the tension in there? Do you still see the tension? Why do we have to live like that? Why should it be like that? Why should a Ghanaian sitting with a Ghanaian feel so tense? Why should it be like that? Because there's no adult in Ghana. Audience said when people were shot in 2020 elections, the president had come out to speak on it. Do you know what it would have done for us as a nation? And more especially the families of those people? Do you know what it would have done? Do you know? We are not supposed to do these things to ourselves. This government is bad news. I don't hate anybody in the NPP. I don't hate anybody in the NPP. I want Ghanaians to understand. I want NPP to understand. We are at a point where we need an adult. Now, the NPP, it does not have any adults. What is happening, it will only take a different party to cut the tension down. to bring an adult. And we are so lucky to have people like Professor Nana Opoku and ex-President Mahama, who has been a president before. Adeba kwa abua Ghana today. God, Onyankopon, onu nenim di oye. Imagine this time, NDC was bringing somebody who is fresh, who has never been the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces before. Imagine NDC was bringing somebody who has not sat in the Jubilee House, who has not tasted power before, somebody who does not know how power can change people, somebody who does not know what power is. Imagine NDC was bringing somebody like that. Do you know where we're going to go? Because the Ebede say, you best slow. Because we don't know this person. As much as they can sell the person's resume and whatever and tell us, we still don't know the person. At least we know what John Mahama can do. At least you know what John Mahama can do. At least you know what Professor Nana Opoku she stands for. So that is the only hope. That is the only thing left. And no naka. Imagine say NDC for Eddie, the Pafufrobia own tasty power da. And see what these people are doing. It was basically going to be a revenge. And do you know where we would have ended up? Because Nipana Urban on tasty power da. All that the person is looking at the MPP here, or NDC to also Banobe taking revenge. And this is not what we want. We don't need somebody coming to take revenge. And everybody can swear on their life. John Mahama is not into politics to take revenge. John Mahama is into politics to serve and make sure that we recalibrate the system where Ghanaians are comfortable with Ghanaians. Under this government, Ghanaians are not comfortable with Ghanaians. Ghana Foko Party omuntumi ndi nkomo. Ghana Foko Masalachi omuntumi ndi nkomo. Omura sorry dema omuntumi ndi nkomo. Adentra because there's no leader. There's too much tension in the system. Now, let me look at this. Man. Professor Nana Opoku, Minister for Education. Between February 2013 and January 2017, she served as the Minister of Education after she was appointed by President John Dramani Mahama to serve in that role after the National Democratic Congress had won the 2012 general elections. One of her focus was empowering the girl-child education and empowering women. Professor Nana Opoku in 2013, John Dramani Mahama winning elections, education minister. Now the focus is the girl-child and Obabisia or Ghana, her focus was to make them be seen. She wanted to put them on the high table, not any focus. How do you make a young lady? How do you bring them to the table? How do you make them noticeable? That's the word I'm looking for. How do you make the girl child noticeable? How do you make a woman in Ghana, a young lady, noticeable? You cannot force them to be noticeable. You cannot force we the men to notice them, but you can use education to make them noticeable. And how do you do it? You started from the basics. You let them understand. You let them believe in themselves. So she wanted to empower them as the minister. That is what we are looking for. The women are still not at the table. A man in the table, no, because a man don't understand why they should be at the table. The women don't understand why they should be at the table. The president of the day, Nana Dankwe Kufuado, I am telling you for a fact, I don't hate him. Kennedy Japan Krampa, he has gone to that level. He has gone to the level of deliberately trying to malign my father, my mother, use things against my wife, myself. I don't hate Kennedy Japan. No. I'll sit on my platform and tell you. But I don't like his attitude. I don't like the position he's in and abusing his office. And that I will never stop speaking on it. I don't like his utterances. I don't like his intentions. But Kennedy as somebody's father, why should I hate him? But when it comes to his work, when it comes to him being a member of parliament, making laws, he is not there. He does not deserve to be called an honorable person. And people think when we sit here, it is a personal thing. No. Naturally, If you insult my father, I will insult you back. Naturally, if you insult my wife, I will insult you back. And Kennedy is human as me, and he will do that. But when you have been given a position to serve, the reason why you have been given the position is that you should know better, especially when you are making laws. So when you sit on radio and declare war, I will never agree with you. And I will never give you the space, because when you declare war, my family too will die. Into me man with space, no. Into no make us away, Jimmy. You don't even understand the job you have been given. So when I sit here and I speak and I criticize people and I go up.
It's funny, I funny just say, eneno, audio no, any tregu yeno. You sure say obesha amaye. Yenim say obesa, nyamisho say oh yes sir amaye. Na our like na fufonsonya. Na just say audio no, any tregu yeno. Na just say more updates, the more updates, no. Make sure say stay tuned, no stay connected. Nyamisho.